Hi, my name's Tom Elliott and welcome to a financial markets update for Hodges Real Estate, the first one for 2018. Well, back in January, share markets in the United States hit a record high. However, since then, share prices have tumbled across a variety of American exchanges. The same thing has happened here in Australia. The culprit is rising American interest rates. The era of cheap money, or quantitative easing as it's been called since the global financial crisis, finally appears to be coming to an end. And it won't just be an American phenomenon either. Because Australia's banks borrow a lot of their funds from overseas, they too will be hit by rising American interest rates. And I do expect these to flow through to the Australian market fairly soon. Local shares also been hard hit during February, bouncing around. Bank shares weaker on the prospect of higher interest rates. Some infrastructure stocks also were sold down by investors. A couple of specific ones, department store chain Myer, its shares hit a record low. The chief executive, Richard Umbers, offered his resignation after issuing a third profit warning in a row. I do think consumer tastes are changing. I don't see people rushing back in to shop at Myers. Also, market stalwart darling Wesfarmers had a bit of a stumble as well. Now, Wesfarmers runs Bunnings here in Australia as well as Coles supermarkets. It decided a while ago to buy a hardware chain in Britain, and that is not going well. Wesfarmers has had to write off the bulk of its investment in that hardware chain. Federal politics is a mess. Very recently, the Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull announced a new policy banning sexual relations between ministers and their staffers. Of course, this is really shutting the gate after the horse is well and truly bolted, after Nationals leader and Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce admitted not long ago that he had an affair with one of his staffers, Vicky Campion, and in fact the happy couple is now expecting a child to be born sometime in April. As to the property market here in Melbourne, clearance rates have dropped off a bit. This time last year, 77, 78% was pretty common. Right now, 72 to 73% is what we're seeing at auctions on average on most weekends. Still getting good prices, but perhaps not the runaway results we were seeing 12 months ago. We've got some political uncertainty locally. We've got the Lord Mayoral election for Melbourne on set for May 12th, and also later on this year in November, we've got the state government election. I think that election will be extraordinarily close. Too hard to call whether Liberal or Labor will be victorious. And just speaking of the Labor Party, Daniel Andrews has announced a new housing policy. It's called a home share equity scheme. Basically, the state government will help people who cannot afford a deposit to buy their first home. I do think it's got stuff written all over it. I mean, if you can't save for a deposit, how will you be able to pay off a mortgage? And speaking of mortgages, if you're thinking of selling or simply like an opinion of value, be it for your primary residence or for your investment property, don't hesitate to contact your local Hodges office. Their experience can only add value to the process. For more information, go to hodges.com.au. Thanks very much, and I'll talk to you again next month.